The first time he saw her, the human named Rian believed she was a ghost drifting through the wreckage of the ruined station. The lights flickered above him as he stepped over broken panels, gripping the dim beam of his handheld torch. Every corridor groaned with the metal fatigue of war. Thick smoke clung to the air like a stubborn fog. He moved carefully, searching for survivors after the pirate raid that had devastated the outpost. He had been sent as part of a small rescue unit from a nearby humanitarian vessel. Most of his team searched the docking zones, but he headed toward the damaged residential wing. Something had pulled him this way, a faint beeping signal, or maybe just instinct. When he rounded a half-collapsed corridor, he found her curled behind a fallen support beam. She was alien, slender, and trembling. Her skin shimmered with a faint silver glow, as though light lived beneath it. Large dark eyes watched him with terror. She held her arms close to her chest, protecting herself not from the debris, but from him. It was clear she expected pain. Rian lowered his torch and raised one hand slowly to show he meant no harm. The alien flinched. Her voice came out as a trembling whisper, barely audible through the static-filled air. She murmured, "Please don't hurt me, Dot." The human's heart cracked at the sound. No one should sound like that. Not child, not adult, not human, not alien. Not anyone. Rian knelt and placed his gear on the ground before speaking in the calmest tone he could manage. "I won't hurt you. I promise. I am here to help." The alien did not move at first. Her eyes flicked to the exit behind him, then back to his hands. She seemed to weigh her chances of escape. Rian waited patiently. In rescue work, rushing frightened survivors usually made things worse. Dot, after a long hesitation, she spoke again. Her accent was delicate, almost musical even through fear. "You are human." Rian nodded. "Yes, but I am not one of the ones who attacked your station. I came to help bring survivors to safety." Her breathing was uneven, each breath shallow and strained. She tried to stand, but sank down again, clutching her side. Rian shifted closer, careful to move slow. "Are you injured?" She hesitated. "It is not bad. Just a wound from falling metal. I can move if needed." Her body disagreed. When she tried a second time, her legs collapsed. Rian caught her before she hit the ground. She froze in his hands like a creature expecting punishment. When nothing happened except gentle support, she looked up at him in confusion. "You are not harming me." Rian blinked. "Why would I? I told you I am here to help, because humans don't help people like me." Her statement chilled him. He had heard rumors of tensions between alien refugee communities and certain human factions, but the way she said it made it sound personal, not political. He wanted to ask more, but she was shivering hard now. He slipped off his emergency thermal coat and draped it around her shoulders. She stiffened at first, then relaxed when the warmth spread through her. "I need to carry you out of here," Rian said. "My team is waiting near the lower docks. We have medical supplies and shelter. You will be safe. Safe." She repeated the word like it was a foreign concept. Then she nodded slowly. Rian lifted her carefully. She weighed hardly anything at all. As he carried her through the ruined corridor, she clung to him with hesitant fingers. Whether from pain or fear, he did not know. But he could feel her trust forming, a frail thing but growing. He moved through the debris with cautious steps. Every few meters he checked on her. She watched him with silent intensity. Finally she spoke. "My name is Lyra." Rian smiled softly, despite the chaos around them. "I am Rian. It is good to meet you, Lyra." She bowed her head slightly. "Thank you for saving me." He shook his head. Anyone would have done it. Not anyone. Rian did not argue. There were truths hidden in her tone, and he knew better than to push someone who had already suffered enough. They reached a damaged stairwell that had partially collapsed. Rian scanned it. The lower half was caved in. His communicator crackled with weak static, but no clear signal. He muttered under his breath. "We will have to take the maintenance shaft." Lyra tensed. "That area is dark. I have a light," Rian said. "I won't let anything happen to you." She looked at him for a long moment, then nodded again. He carried her through a narrow side corridor until they reached the maintenance hatch. The emergency power was out, leaving only the dim glow of his torch. As he descended the ladder with her held securely, Lyra whispered once more, "Dot, why are you helping me?" The question was simple but heavy. He took a long breath before answering. "Because you needed help. Because you asked me not to hurt you. Because no one should have to beg for safety." Lyra blinked at him like she had never heard such reasoning before. They reached the lower level and stepped into a cavernous storage bay. Half the crates were shattered. The air was cold enough to bite. Rian tightened the coat around Lyra. She leaned into him instinctively, then pulled back as if embarrassed. He said nothing, just adjusted his grip to support her better. Dot, as they crossed the bay, a distant clang echoed from behind a wall of containers. Rian froze. Lyra stiffened in his arms. "Pirates," she whispered. Rian scanned the shadows. No, their ships left 30 minutes ago. Some stay behind. For salvage. Or for captives. Rian tightened his jaw. He needed to get her to safety. He doubled his pace, moving silently toward the emergency hatch leading to the lower docks. But before they reached it, a figure emerged from behind a stack of crates. A tall armored marauder stepped forward holding a plasma tool. Not a gun, but dangerous enough. His visor glowed red as he spotted them. Rian shielded Lyra behind him and raised both hands. The marauder barked something unintelligible. Rian tried to reason. "We are leaving. We don't want trouble." Lyra trembled and whispered. "He wants me." Rian clenched his teeth. He did not need context to understand. The marauder took a step forward. Rian lowered Lyra slowly to her feet. "Stay behind me, but you cannot fight him. I don't plan to. I just need to stall long enough to get you out." The marauder advanced. Rian grabbed a metal rod from the ground. Not much of a weapon, but better than nothing. The marauder raised the plasma tool. Then a sharp siren blared above them. The floor lights flickered to life as emergency power stabilized. Through the noise, Rian heard a distant voice calling through the new open comm line. "Rian, respond. Do you copy?" Rian shouted. "I am here. I have a survivor." "We are in the storage bay." The marauder cursed at the sudden light. Before he could act further, heavy bootsteps sounded behind him. A squad of rescue officers stormed through the entrance, weapons raised. The marauder fled through a side gap, disappearing into the smoke. Rian exhaled in relief. He turned to Lyra. She stared at the rescue squad in disbelief. "They are here for me, Dot. They are here for everyone," Rian corrected gently. The officers approached. One of them, a woman with a steady gaze, scanned Lyra with concern. "Is she hurt, Dot?" "Yes," Rian said. "We need to get her to medical." They escorted them to the rescue vessel. Lyra stayed close to Rian, gripping his arm when crowds or loud noises unsettled her. He walked beside her the entire time until they reached the med bay. The ship doctor examined her injuries. A few cracked ribs, bruising, and exhaustion. Nothing life-threatening, but painful. Lyra lay quietly on the medical bed while the doctor worked. Rian stayed nearby. Every time she winced, his chest tightened. After treatment, Lyra sat up carefully. The doctor left them alone for a moment. Lyra looked down at her hands. She spoke in a soft voice. "You risked yourself for me." Rian shrugged lightly. "That is my job, Dot." "No, it was more than that. I saw your eyes when I begged you not to hurt me. You looked sad." Rian stiffened slightly. I am sad that you had to say it. No one should ever expect harm as the default. Lyra lowered her gaze. My people have suffered much. Many think we are valuable only as trade goods or tools. We are captured often, used for tasks humans do not want to do. When pirates attacked our station, they came not for supplies, but for us. Rian listened quietly, anger simmering under his calm expression. Lyra continued, That is why I feared you. Humans can be kind, but also cruel. I never know which I will face. Rian sat on the edge of the bed, careful not to crowd her. I understand, and I want you to know this. You do not owe trust to anyone, but I will do everything I can to earn yours. Her eyes shimmered, not in the glowing way her skin did, but in the emotional way of someone deeply moved. She touched her side gently. When you carried me, I felt safe for the first time in months. Rian felt his throat tighten at her words. He forced himself to keep his tone soft. You deserve safety. You deserve better than what you have endured. Lyra took a shaky breath. Where will I go now? We can take you to a refugee station, Rian said. They will give you housing, medical support, and a chance to rebuild your life. And I can help you apply for protected status so no one can claim ownership over you. Lyra blinked slowly. But will you stay nearby? Rian hesitated for a moment, unsure if she was asking out of fear or comfort. I can visit as often as you want. Or I can remain assigned to your case if it helps you feel safer. Her lips curved into the smallest smile he had seen yet. I would like that. He nodded. Then I will be there. Days passed as the rescue vessel carried survivors to a larger humanitarian hub. Rian checked on Lyra every day. Sometimes they talked. Sometimes they sat in silence while she rested. Her fear slowly melted, replaced by cautious curiosity. She asked about Earth, about human customs, about why humans fought so much, and why they also cared so deeply. Rian